Imagine a car so rare and valuable that it costs more than a private island, a fleet of jets, or even a Picasso painting. Today, we're diving into the world of the 6 most expensive cars ever sold. Not showroom prices, but actual auctions and private sales where history, rarity, and passion collided with deep pockets. From legendary Ferraris to record-breaking Mercedes, these cars aren't just machines, they're rolling pieces of art. Stick around until the end, because number 1 will blow your mind. Kicking off our list at number 6, we start with a Ferrari so rare that only 10 were ever built. It's elegant, it's exclusive, and it's a symbol of 1960s Italian automotive excellence. Only 10 ever built. Designed by Scaglietti for the North American racing team. Sold for about $27.5 million. Sleek Italian design plus racing pedigree. Story of Eddie Smith Sr., who bought one new and drove it daily for decades before his family auctioned it for charity. The combination of rarity, timeless styling, and personal history skyrocketed its value. Coming in at number 5, we meet the car that many collectors call the Holy Grail, the Ferrari 250 GTO. With only 36 ever built, owning one is like having a golden ticket to the automotive world's most exclusive club. Ferrari's most legendary model, only 36 ever produced. This particular GTO sold for $38 million. Known for its racing dominance in the 1960s, winning major endurance events, collectors call it the Holy Grail of cars. Why so valuable? Limited numbers, unmatched racing success, and pure Ferrari soul. At number 4, another Ferrari 250 GTO makes the list, but this one fetched nearly $50 million. Proof that in the world of high-end auctions, even small differences in history and ownership can mean millions more in value. Belonged to famous collectors and had pristine racing history. The market for GTOs is so strong that each chassis can vary in value depending on history and condition. Owners include billionaires, and these cars are often never driven, just stored like treasures. Number 3 gives us a twist on the GTO story. This is the 330 LM, a rare variant that combines Ferrari's legendary 250 GTO design with a bigger engine and direct factory racing history. A rare crossover between the 330 LM and the 250 GTO, sold for $51.7 million at auction. Unique because it was factory raced by Ferrari itself, unlike most GTOs, which went straight to private teams. Its blend of exclusivity and Ferrari racing DNA explains the insane price tag. Breaking into the top 2, we leave Ferrari behind and enter the world of Mercedes-Benz racing history. At number 2 is the W196 Streamliner, a Formula One machine that changed motorsport forever. F1 race car driven by legends like Juan Manuel Fangio. Sold in 2025 for 51.155 million euros. Known for its revolutionary design with streamlined bodywork, helping Mercedes dominate Formula One. One of very few surviving models, making it a priceless motorsport artifact. Finally, at number 1, we reach the undisputed champion of car auctions, a Mercedes so rare that only 2 were ever built. Its name? The 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe, a record-shattering icon that sold for more than $140 million. The king of them all sold for 135 million euros. Only 2 ever built by Mercedes, named after designer Rudolf Uhlenhaut, known as a gullwing on steroids, basically a race car disguised as a road car. Its rarity, historical value, and sheer beauty make it the most expensive car in history. And there you have it. 6 cars worth more than most of us will make in 1,000 lifetimes. What's fascinating is that these aren't just cars, they're living pieces of history. From Ferrari's racing glory to Mercedes's engineering dominance, they represent the best of design, performance, and exclusivity. Which one of these legends would you take for a spin if money wasn't an issue? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this ride through automotive history, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe for more videos on cars, finance, and luxury, and share this with a friend who loves cars. Until next time, drive safe, even if your car isn't worth $100 million.
Do you want to know the most expensive cigar you can buy? Well, today, we're diving into the world of luxury smoking experiences. Cigars so rare and exclusive that they command prices equal to cars, vacations, or even small homes. These aren't your everyday smokes. They're collector's items, status symbols, and in some cases, genuine works of art rolled into tobacco leaves. In this video, we'll explore the top 6 most expensive cigars in the world, uncovering their origins, the craftsmanship behind them, and why wealthy collectors are willing to spend thousands, sometimes even millions, just to own one. So, light up your imagination, because this is going to be a journey into the smoky world of true luxury. At number 6, we have one of the most beloved names in the cigar world, the Arturo Fuente Opus XA. Unlike some of the flashier Gurkhas, the Opus XA is revered for its tradition, craftsmanship, and sheer smoking experience. These cigars typically sell for $79 to $150 each, which might seem cheap compared to others on this list. But don't be fooled. Scarcity and demand often drive prices far higher at auctions. The Opus XA is unique for its size. At 9.2 inches long, it's one of the largest regular production cigars on the market. This allows for an incredibly long smoke, with flavors that evolve from start to finish. Produced in the Dominican Republic, it's known for its bold, full-bodied flavor profile. Spicy, leathery, and complex. Collectors love the Opus X line because these cigars age beautifully. Over time, the flavors mellow and deepen, making a well-stored Opus XA worth significantly more than its original retail price. It's a cigar that proves size, tradition, and patience can combine to create luxury. Coming in at number 5, we step into the legendary world of Cuban cigars with the Cohiba Behike. First released in 2006, the Behike was a limited edition masterpiece that immediately became a holy grail for collectors. Only 100 boxes of 40 cigars were ever made. That's just 4,000 cigars total. When they first hit the market, they were expensive. Today, if you can even find one, expect to pay at least $470 per cigar, often much more at auctions. The tobacco used in the Behike comes from Cuba's famed Vuelta Abajo region, known worldwide for producing the finest tobacco leaves. The flavor profile is rich, complex, and perfectly balanced, blending earthiness, spice, and creamy notes that make it one of the smoothest luxury cigars ever crafted. Because of their extreme rarity, the Behike isn't just a cigar. It's a status symbol, a piece of Cuban heritage, and for many collectors, the crown jewel of their humidor. At number 4, a name that often dominates the luxury cigar market, Gurkha. Known for creating extravagant, limited edition cigars, Gurkha has earned a reputation as the Rolls-Royce of cigar brands. The Gurkha His Majesty's Reserve, often abbreviated as HMR, is one of their most iconic creations. Each cigar carries a jaw-dropping price tag of $750, and a box of 20 will set you back around $15,000. So, what makes it so expensive? First, the tobacco. The filler is made from rare Dominican leaves, aged for over 12 years. But the real kicker is the infusion. These cigars are soaked in Louis XIII cognac, a legendary spirit from Remy Martin that costs thousands per bottle. The result is a smoke that combines the deep, earthy flavors of aged tobacco with the richness of century-old cognac. Exclusivity is also key. Only about 100 boxes of the His Majesty's Reserve are produced each year, making them incredibly difficult to get your hands on. For many, buying one isn't about smoking it at all. It's about owning a piece of luxury that only a select few in the world can claim. For our third entry, we return to Gurkha, the undisputed kings of luxury cigars. This time, we're looking at the Gurkha Black Dragon, a cigar that originally debuted in 2006. What makes the Black Dragon stand out isn't just the tobacco, though it is a carefully selected rare blend, but the presentation. These cigars were originally sold in an ornate chest made of hand-carved camel bone, making the box itself a collector's item. Inside, each cigar was wrapped in glass tubes, enhancing both the look and the preservation. At the time of release, The cigars cost around $1,150 per stick. Today, they're virtually impossible to find, and prices have only gone up for the few boxes that remain in circulation. The Black Dragon is the type of cigar that many collectors never even intend to smoke. It's a conversation piece, a showpiece, and a symbol of wealth and taste. When you own one, you're not just buying a cigar. You're buying an experience and a statement. At number 2, we step back not decades, but centuries. In 2012, archaeologists in Guatemala made an incredible discovery: a collection of ancient cigars, believed to be over 600 years old, belonging to the Mayan civilization. These Mayan cigars, as they're called, represent one of the earliest known examples of rolled tobacco, and in fact, the word cigar itself is believed to have originated from the Mayan word sicar, meaning to smoke. The cigars were remarkably well preserved and were later auctioned off for an astounding $507,000. While they're obviously not meant to be smoked, unless you want a very dusty, ancient experience, their value lies in their historical importance. Owning one of these is like holding a direct link to the very origins of cigar culture. They're priceless artifacts, bridging the world of modern luxury with the traditions of one of history's greatest civilizations. Finally, we arrive at number 1, the most expensive cigar in the world. The Gurkha Royal Courtesan. This cigar redefines excess. It's not just tobacco. It's not even just luxury. It is, quite literally, a $1 million experience. Yes, each Royal Courtesan cigar costs $1 million. So what goes into it? First, the tobacco is infused with Remy Martin's Black Pearl Louis XIII cognac, one of the rarest and most expensive spirits in existence. Then, the cigar is wrapped in gold leaf and adorned with diamonds. If that weren't enough, the rolling process is entrusted to only one master roller in the world, who is blindfolded during the process to ensure complete focus and remove any bias. Even the delivery is an experience. The cigar is hand-delivered to the buyer by a personal courier wearing white gloves, ensuring that the royal courtesan is treated with the same reverence as a priceless crown jewel. At $1 million per stick, this cigar is less about smoking and more about making a statement that you have wealth beyond imagination and a taste for the most extravagant luxuries life can offer. And there you have it, the 6 most expensive cigars in the world. From the ancient Mayan cigars to Gurkha's $1 million Royal Courtesan, these cigars prove that tobacco can be more than just a smoke. They can be history, art, investments, and symbols of ultimate prestige. Now, I want to hear from you. If money were no object, which one of these cigars would you be most tempted to try? Would you go for the rich complexity of a Cohiba Bahique, the historic allure of a Mayan cigar? or the sheer extravagance of the Gurkha royal courtesan? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of luxury, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next video. Until next time, remember, in the world of luxury, sometimes the smoke costs more than the fire.
Time. It's the one thing money can't buy. And yet, too, for the world's wealthiest collectors, timepieces have become more than just a way to tell the hour. They are symbols of power, status, and art. Some watches cost more than entire mansions, yachts, or even private jets. Today, we're counting down the top 6 most expensive watches in the world, and believe me, some of these masterpieces will leave your jaw on the floor. Stay with me until the very end, because the number 1 spot isn't just a watch. It's a piece of history worth tens of millions. Let's begin. At number 6, we have the Rolex Paul Newman Daytona, which sold for a staggering $17.8 million. Now, Rolex is already one of the most recognizable luxury watch brands in the world. But this particular model became legendary because it was worn by Hollywood icon and racing enthusiast Paul Newman himself. Back in the 1960s, Newman's wife gifted him this Daytona, and it quickly became part of his public image. The exotic dial, which at the time wasn't popular, later gained the nickname Paul Newman Dial. Collectors started chasing them, and prices skyrocketed. In 2017, when Newman's personal Daytona went under the hammer at auction, the bidding war was fierce. Within just 12 minutes, it became the most expensive Rolex ever sold. What makes it special isn't just the Rolex craftsmanship. It's the story, the connection to one of the most beloved actors of all time, and the rarity. It's not just a watch. It's a piece of Hollywood and motorsport history strapped to your wrist. Coming in at number 5, we have the extravagant Jacob & Company billionaire watch worth a cool $18 million. As the name suggests, this isn't a watch for the discreet. The entire case and bracelet are covered in 260 carats of emerald-cut diamonds. It's loud, it's flashy, and it makes a statement. I'm rich, and I want the whole world to know. Inside, though, is a surprisingly refined, skeletonized movement, showing off the mechanical artistry beneath the sea of diamonds. This watch is often associated with celebrities and business moguls who want something over the top. In fact, world champion boxer Floyd Mayweather famously purchased one, solidifying its reputation as the ultimate bling watch. For some, it's excessive. For others, it's the pinnacle of luxury. Either way, the Jacob & Company billionaire watch is unforgettable. At number 4, we dive deep into history with the legendary Patek Philippe Henry Graves Super Complication, which fetched $24 million at auction. This isn't just a watch, it's considered one of the most important timepieces ever created. Commissioned in 1925 by American banker Henry Graves Jr., this masterpiece took Patek Philippe 8 years to complete. Why? Because Graves wanted the most complicated watch in the world, and Patek delivered with 24 complications, including a perpetual calendar, sunrise and sunset times, a celestial map of New York, and even Westminster chimes. For decades, this was the most complicated mechanical watch ever built. When it resurfaced at auction in 2014, collectors battled furiously, and it sold for a record-breaking $24 million. It represents the golden age of watchmaking, a time when craftsmanship and mechanical genius were pushed to their absolute limits. Number 3 on our list is more jewelry than watch. The dazzling Chopard 201-carat watch, valued at $25 million. This creation is a kaleidoscope of precious stones, featuring a whopping 201 carats of diamonds in a rainbow of colors. At the center, 3 giant heart-shaped diamonds, pink, blue, and white, with sparkle with unmatched brilliance. Unlike most of the other watches on this list, this isn't about technical complications or horological history. This is about extravagance, art, and pure luxury. When you look at it, it's almost overwhelming. It's less about telling time and more about making a statement that the person wearing it has wealth beyond imagination. For collectors, the Chopard 201-carat watch isn't just a timepiece. It's wearable art. Our runner-up is none other than the Patek Philippe Grandmaster, chime reference 6300 A-010, which sold for a jaw-dropping $31 million in 2019. This isn't just a wristwatch, it's the most expensive wristwatch ever sold at auction. What makes it so special? For starters, it's a one-of-a-kind stainless steel model created exclusively for the Only Watch charity auction. Collectors go crazy for unique pieces, and this was the crown jewel. But beyond rarity, the watch itself is a technical marvel. It features 20 complications, including a perpetual calendar, a minute repeater, a second time zone, and even a chiming alarm with a date repeater. Its reversible case means you actually get 2 dials in one watch. One in salmon pink and one in black, each showcasing different functions. To hold this watch is to hold the pinnacle of modern watchmaking. No wonder collectors were willing to push the price above $30 million. And finally, at number 1, we have the Breguet Grande Complication Marie Antoinette. A priceless masterpiece, valued between $30 and $50 million. This watch is steeped in history, mystery, and legend. Commissioned in 1782, it was allegedly ordered for none other than Queen Marie Antoinette of France. The request? To include every watchmaking complication known at the time. The project was given to master watchmaker Abraham Louis Breguet, and it became his life's work. The result was a pocket watch containing an astonishing array of functions, from a perpetual calendar to a minute repeater, to a thermometer. But here's the twist. The watch wasn't finished until 1827, 34 years after Marie Antoinette had been executed. In fact, it was completed by Breguet's son, long after both the Queen and the original watchmaker had passed away. For centuries, the watch was considered one of the greatest horological treasures in the world. It was even stolen in 1983, disappearing for decades before finally being recovered in 2007. Today, it rests safely in a museum in Jerusalem. To collectors, it represents the ultimate fusion of history, craftsmanship, and artistry. Some call it the Mona Lisa of watches, and with its unmatched legacy, it's easy to see why. So there you have it, the top 6 most expensive watches in the world. From Paul Newman's legendary Rolex, to diamond-encrusted marvels, to historical masterpieces like the Marie Antoinette, these timepieces are proof that a watch can be so much more than a tool for telling time. They are symbols of legacy, status, and timeless art. Now I want to hear from you. If you could own just one of these watches, which one would you choose? Would you go for the classic Rolex Daytona, the diamond-studded Chopard, or the historic Breguet masterpiece? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through horological history, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and ring the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and remember, time is the most valuable luxury of all.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We're diving into the world of Pokemon collecting. A world where cardboard treasures can be worth more than cars, houses, or even small fortunes. That's right, Pokemon cards aren't just nostalgic keepsakes from the 90s. Some of them have become multi-million-dollar collectibles. In this video, we'll uncover the top 6 most expensive Pokemon cards ever sold, breaking down their history, rarity, and why collectors are willing to pay astronomical prices for them. Stick around to the end because the #1 spot might shock you. So grab your Pokédex and let's get started. Starting off at number 6, we have Lugia from the Neo Genesis set. Released in the year 2000, Neo Genesis was the very first expansion of Pokemon's second generation, featuring Johto's legendary Pokemon. Lugia, the Guardian of the Seas, was already a fan favorite thanks to its starring role in Pokémon, the movie 2000. The holofoil version of this card in pristine, Gem Mint 10 condition is almost impossible to find. The holo print had notorious issues with scratching and print lines, making perfect copies extremely rare. One of these Lugias has sold for over $144,000 at auction. The demand for Lugia continues to grow, as it represents a turning point in Pokemon's transition from its early years to a new era of legendary creatures. Coming in at number 5, we have the Kangaskhan Family Event Trophy card. This is not a card you could ever pull from a booster pack. In fact, it was only awarded in 1998 at a very special Japanese tournament. The catch? To compete, players had to team up with a parent, hence the family theme. The prize for doing well was this exclusive Kangaskhan card featuring the coveted Pokemon TCG logo on the artwork. Very few were ever printed, and even fewer remain in mint condition today. In 2020, one of these rare Kangaskhan's sold for a staggering $150,000. Collectors go crazy for these trophy cards because of their exclusivity. You had to be there at that specific event in Japan more than 2 decades ago. At number 4, we've got the number. 1 trainer card awarded during the 1999 Super Secret Battle Tournament in Japan. The tournament itself was shrouded in mystery. Competitors first had to win regional events, after which they were invited to a secret final tournament. Only the winners of those finals were given this number, 1 trainer card, making it one of the most exclusive Pokemon cards in existence. Each card has Japanese text that translates to, "The Pokemon Card Game Official Tournament Champion is recognized here, and this honor is praised." One of these cards sold for around $90,000 years ago, but more recent sales have crossed $150,000. For collectors, this card is like owning a piece of hidden Pokemon history. You knew this one had to be on the list. The base set first edition. Holo Charizard is arguably the most iconic Pokemon card ever printed. Why? Because Charizard was the face of Pokemon hype in the late 90s. Every kid wanted this card, and to this day, it represents the holy grail of childhood collecting. What makes it extra valuable is the combination of three factors. It's a first edition, it's shadowless, meaning it lacks the shadow on the card's border, which was only in the very first print run, and it's holographic. Combine all that, and you have a card that collectors will pay almost anything to own in Gem Mint 10 condition. In 2022, Rapper Logic famously bought one for over $220,000, sparking mainstream headlines. More recently, pristine copies have sold for over $400,000. This card isn't just rare, it's a cultural icon. At number 2, we have the legendary Pikachu Illustrator card, considered by many to be the holy grail of Pokémon cards. This card wasn't part of any set. Instead, it was given out as a prize in a 1998 Japanese illustration contest run by Koro Koro Comic. Only about 39 copies were awarded, and far fewer exist today in high grades. The artwork was created by Atsuko Nishida, the original illustrator of Pikachu. The card also uniquely features the word Illustrator instead of Trainer, setting it apart from any other Pokémon card ever printed. In recent years, the Illustrator card has fetched astronomical prices. In 2019, one sold for $195,000. Then, in 2022, Logan Paul made headlines when he purchased one graded PSA 10 for a jaw-dropping $5.275 million, making it the single most expensive Pokémon card ever sold. And finally, at number 1, we have the 1998 Trophy Pikachu cards, awarded during the very first official Pokémon TCG tournament in Japan. Winners received special gold, silver and bronze Pikachu cards, each with stunning artwork by Mitsuhiro Arita, the same artist who illustrated the base set Charizard. These cards are among the most historically significant pieces in Pokémon's history, marking the birth of competitive play. Because so few were printed and only awarded to top players, they almost never surface on the open market. When they do, prices can soar past $2 million, depending on condition. For hardcore collectors, these Trophy Pikachus represent the true crown jewels of the Pokémon trading card game. And there you have it, the 6 most expensive Pokémon cards in existence. From iconic favourites like Charizard to ultra-rare trophy cards that only a handful of people in the world own, the Pokémon TCG has truly become a treasure chest of modern collectibles. So, what do you think? If you had the money, which of these cards would you want in your collection? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more Pokémon and collectibles content, and ring the bell.
Welcome to Fortune and Beyond, and I am your sneakerhead Jamal, giving you a rundown of the top 6 sneakers ever sold. What if I told you that some sneakers have sold for more than many luxury cars? Today we're diving into the rare, the iconic, and the staggeringly expensive, the top 6 most expensive sneakers ever sold. From prototypes to game-worn legends, these kicks are worth millions, figuratively and literally. Let's lace up and get started. At number 6, we go way back to 1972, the original Nike Waffle Racing Flats, or more popularly known as the Moon Shoes. These were handmade by Nike co-founder Bill Bowerman. Yes, the same man who literally used a waffle iron to stamp soles. Only a dozen pairs were ever made, and one of the unworn prototypes sold at Sotheby's for $437,500. What makes them special? Their rarity, historical significance is one of Nike's first performance running shoes, and their association with the early days of sneaker innovation. Visually, they look primitive by modern standards, but every creasing, every stitch speaks to their origin story. At number 5, rare game-worn or exhibition Air Jordan 1s, like the shattered backboard exhibition pair that sold for $615,000. These aren't just any Jordan 1s, they're worn in dramatic moments, sometimes signed, sometimes exhibition or game-worn, sometimes with added provenance like certificates and documented stories. Jordan 1s have been re-released many times, but these specific pairs are unique, and collectors pay a premium for originality. To put that in perspective, a modern release of Jordan 1s may cost you a few $100s. These are nearly 3 orders of magnitude more, and it's not just about condition, it's about story. Number 4 is one of the more emotionally charged ones, Michael Jordan's Flu Game Air Jordan 12s. Worn during Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals, Jordan was visibly ill, famously battling what was thought to be the flu, but later revealed in the Last Dance documentary to be more like food poisoning. He still dropped 38 points to lead the Bulls to a crucial victory. Those shoes later sold for about $1.38 million. These sneakers carry so much more than just material. They carry legacy, grit, and one of MJ's greatest performances under duress. Coming in at number 3, the Nike Airships, worn by Michael Jordan in his rookie season in 1984. These were some of the first pairs that Jordan wore as a pro, before the Air Jordan line fully exploded. In 2021 at Sotheby's, one pair sold for $1.472 million. These sneakers represent origin before the legend, before the branding, just the player, the shoes, and the start of something monumental. The runner-up is a piece of both sneaker and pop culture history. Kanye West's prototype Nike Air Yeezy 1, worn during his 2008 Grammy Awards performance. These never hit general release. They're unreleased, prototype, performance worn, and tied to an iconic moment. In 2021, they sold for $1.8 million. What makes the value so high isn't just the celebrity, it's the rarity, the sample status, the performance usage, and the cultural zeitgeist. Yeezy is a brand, Kanye is a persona, all factor into how much someone was willing to pay. And finally, the most expensive pair ever sold, the 1998 Finals game-worn Air Jordan 13s, the so-called Last Dance pair, worn in Game 2 of the 1998 NBA Finals. Michael Jordan scored 37 points in this legendary game. They were auctioned off in April 2023 for $2.238 million, making them the highest price ever paid for sneakers at auction. These shoes close out Jordan's championship run that defined a generation. For many collectors, this is the holy grail. Before we wrap up, a few honorable mentions that almost cracked the top 6 or have crazy stories of their own. The Dynasty Collection, that of 6 pairs of shoes Michael Jordan wore during championship winning final games from 1991 through 1998. They went for $8 million total in 2024. Other rare prototypes, sample shoes, or celebrity worn pairs like never released Air Yeezy samples or unique colorways often fetch prices in the hundreds of thousands. The moon shoes we mentioned earlier are also a recurring name whenever sneaker auctions make headlines. Everyone has a story, and often it's not just about how the shoe looks, it's about who wore it, when, under what circumstances, and the proof behind the story. So there you have it, the top 6 most expensive sneakers ever sold and some of the legendary stories behind them. What do you think pushes the value higher? Rarity, celebrity, historical context, or condition? Which of the top 6 is your favorite? And would you pay these crazy sums for a pair of sneakers? Make sure to let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.
Why am I so slow?
Oh, let's go, let's go! Come on, come on.
Eddie, go.
Did you see the key anywhere?
Okay, how do I do this?
I don't know, I never driven one of these before. Maybe under the dash.
Green button!
Green button, go.
Go!
Actors have always been some of the highest paid people in the entertainment industry. From blockbuster movies to lucrative endorsements and streaming deals, the biggest stars in Hollywood have earned not just fame, but mind-blowing fortunes. In today's video, we're counting down the top 6 highest paid actors of all time, looking at their careers, their biggest paychecks, and how they managed to amass such incredible wealth. Stick around until the end, because the number 1 name on this list may surprise you. Let's get started. Kicking off our list at number 6 is none other than Tom Cruise, one of the most bankable movie stars in history. Cruise's career spans decades, from his breakout roles in Top Gun and Risky Business in the 1980s to becoming the face of the billion-dollar Mission Impossible franchise. What sets Cruise apart financially is not just his acting salary, but his producer deals. For many of his films, Cruise has negotiated contracts that give him a massive share of the box office revenue. For example, he reportedly earned $100 million from War of the Worlds in 2005, and another $100 million plus from Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. As of today, Cruise's net worth is estimated at over $600 million, making him one of the wealthiest actors to ever step in front of the camera. At number 5, we're crossing over to Bollywood with Shah Rukh Khan, often referred to as the King of Bollywood. Khan is one of the most famous and influential actors in the world, with a career spanning over 80 films. While his acting has brought him fame, his fortune comes from multiple streams. He's a savvy businessman. owning the Red Chillies Entertainment Production Company and co-owning the Kolkata Knight Riders cricket team in the Indian Premier League. He's also one of the most in-demand brand ambassadors in Asia, having signed lucrative deals with Pepsi, Hyundai, and Dubai Tourism. Shah Rukh Khan's estimated net worth is around $730 million, making him not only one of the richest actors, but also one of the most globally recognized stars. Sliding in at number 4 is the people's champ himself, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. From WWE superstar to Hollywood heavyweight, The Rock has become one of the most consistent top earners in the film industry. He commands $20 to $30 million per movie, but his empire extends far beyond acting. Johnson has a thriving business portfolio that includes the successful Terramana tequila brand, which could one day make him a billionaire. He also co-founded the Seven Bucks Productions Company, which produces many of his films, giving him a bigger slice of the profits. Between acting, endorsements, and his businesses, Johnson's fortune is estimated at $800 million, and it's still growing. Number 3 may surprise some of you, but Tyler Perry has quietly built an entertainment empire that makes him one of the highest-paid actors of all time. Perry rose to fame through his stage plays and eventually created the iconic character Medea, which starred in a series of films that became cult favorites. But what sets Perry apart financially is his ownership strategy. Unlike many actors, Perry has always maintained 100% ownership of his content. His films, stage plays, and television shows, including hits like House of Pain and his deal with BET+, generate consistent revenue. In 2019, he opened Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, one of the largest film production facilities in the US. That move not only cemented his status in Hollywood, but also boosted his net worth to over $1 billion. Perry proves that creative control and ownership can turn an actor into one of the wealthiest entertainment moguls on the planet. Coming in at number 2, we step into the world of comedy with Jerry Seinfeld. Although he isn't a traditional movie star, Seinfeld's wealth largely comes from his legendary sitcom, Seinfeld, which remains one of the most successful TV shows ever made. Through smart negotiations, Jerry owned a significant share of the show, meaning he continues to earn hundreds of millions of dollars in syndication royalties. Netflix even paid over $500 million for streaming rights to Seinfeld in 2019. On top of that, Seinfeld still performs stand-up and creates projects like Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, adding even more to his income. His estimated net worth, a staggering $1 billion, making him one of the richest comedians and actors of all time. And finally, at number 1, a name that surprises many people, Jami Gertz. Gertz is an actress known for roles in films like The Lost Boys, Less Than Zero, and the hit TV show Still Standing. But her massive wealth doesn't just come from acting. Jami Gertz is married to billionaire investor Tony Ressler, co-founder of Ares Management, and majority owner of the Atlanta Hawks NBA team. Together, the couple has built a fortune exceeding $3 billion. While Gertz may not be as active in Hollywood today, her legacy as an actress combined with her position in one of the wealthiest families in the entertainment industry puts her firmly at the top of this list. She is officially the richest actor in the world, showing that sometimes wealth in Hollywood is about more than just the box office. And there you have it, the top 6 highest paid actors of all time. From blockbuster legends like Tom Cruise and The Rock, to entertainment moguls like Tyler Perry and Jerry Seinfeld, and even surprising names like Jami Gertz. This list proves that success in Hollywood comes in many forms. Some actors built their fortune through smart business deals, others through ownership of their creative work, and some through partnerships and investments outside the industry. Which of these actors surprised you the most? And who do you think will be the next billionaire actor? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of money, fame, and success. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Someone once paid $175,000 for a toy car. Yes, you heard that right. 175 grand for a tiny pink toy car, about the size of a breath mint. People spend millions on things that, on the surface, don't make any sense. Andy Warhol's paintings, the most expensive painting ever sold, Salvator Mundi by Leonardo da Vinci, went for over $500 million. A platinum Rolex, broken Cartier watch, a card with nothing more than a picture of a baseball player, or even a make-believe character. Cars like the Mercedes SL and the Porsche Targa have gone from everyday vehicles to priceless treasures. So the question is, why? Why do we pour fortunes into toys, watches, and art? Join us as we go deep into the secret world of collectibles and uncover why people spend millions chasing fortune and beyond. Humans have always had the urge to collect. In ancient Rome, emperors displayed rare coins as a symbol of power and wealth. During the Renaissance, noble families built vast libraries of manuscripts to prove their legacy would outlive them. Collecting isn't just about objects, it's about identity. Think of a child in the 90s trading Pokémon cards in the schoolyard. Those cards weren't just paper, they were status. The same psychology drives a billionaire today, bidding on a platinum Rolex. For some, collecting is about nostalgia. Old toys, comic books, even video games, they connect us to our childhood memories, frozen in time. But for the rich, collecting becomes something greater. Owning an Andy Warhol or a Da Vinci isn't just taste, it's immortality. Your name is forever tied to culture, history, and power. In the end, the human need to collect is universal. Whether it's a child's first baseball card or a billionaire's art collection, What we own tells the world who we are. Collectibles today stretch far beyond toys and cards. Sports memorabilia has become one of the most powerful markets. Michael Jordan's 1998 Finals jersey sold for over $10 million. Babe Ruth's bat from the 1920s fetched more than $1 million. And Diego Maradona's Hand of God shirt, worn in one of football's most famous moments, sold for over $9 million. Luxury fashion has also entered the world of collectibles. Hermes Birkin bags now sell at auction for more than $100,000. The rare Himalayan Birkin, crafted from crocodile skin, broke records at $380,000. In the right circles, a handbag is as much an investment as a stock portfolio. Movie and pop culture props have proven equally valuable. Luke Skywalker's lightsaber from Star Wars sold for nearly $500,000. Dorothy's ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz went for $2 million. And the DeLorean from Back to the Future, a car once seen as a cult classic, fetched over $4 million. Even consumables have become treasure. Fine wines and rare whiskies now dominate auctions worldwide. A single bottle of Macallan 1926 sold for an astonishing $2.7 million. And vintages from Chateau Lafite Rothschild can command 6 figures per case. Bottles once meant to be opened and enjoyed now sit sealed in vaults as blue-chip investments. In today's market, almost anything can become collectible, as long as it carries the right mix of rarity, history, and cultural power. For every fortune made in collectibles, there are just as many stories of collapse and deception. The NFT boom of 2021 is one of the clearest examples. Digital artwork that once sold for hundreds of thousands is now trading for a fraction of the price. Buyers who thought they were securing the future of art instead watched their investments vanish almost overnight. Sneakers, too, have fallen victim to hype. Limited releases from Nike or Yeezy have been flipped for thousands, but counterfeit factories produce replicas so convincing they fool even experienced collectors. When the market cools, what was once worth a fortune can drop back to retail price, or less. Even the fine art world is not immune. In one of the most shocking scandals in recent history, the prestigious Knoedler Gallery in New York was caught selling dozens of fake paintings, forged works falsely attributed to masters like Mark Rothko and Jackson Pollock. Collectors spent tens of millions, only to discover they had bought elaborate counterfeits. And then there were Pogs, the playground craze of the 1990s. For a brief moment, cardboard discs with cartoon designs were traded like treasure, with some believing rare editions would one day be worth a fortune. But almost overnight, the fad collapsed. Today, millions of Pogs sit forgotten in attics and boxes, worth little more than the paper they're printed on. The dark side of collectibles is a harsh reminder. Not every rare object is a ticket to wealth. In a world driven by hype and deception, passion can quickly turn into obsession, and fortunes can disappear in an instant. The future of collectibles is being shaped right now, and it looks very different from the past. Celebrity and pop culture items dominate headlines. A pair of Kanye West's Red October Yeezys sold for over $10,000. Virgil Abloh's off-white designs skyrocketed in value after his passing, and outfits worn by stars on stage or in music videos are now auctioned like museum pieces. AI art is another frontier. Algorithms are creating digital paintings and sculptures that are already being displayed in major galleries. For some, it's a gimmick. For others, it's the beginning of a new artistic revolution. Streetwear collaborations have turned fashion into a global collectible craze. Supreme bricks and Louis Vuitton crossovers have sold out in minutes. Recent drops from designers like Travis Scott, Virgil Abloh, and Demna at Balenciaga are flipped for thousands, proving that a hoodie or sneaker can be just as valuable as a Rolex. Even technology has become luxury in its own right. A sealed first-generation iPhone recently sold for more than $190,000. Early Apple computers, once obsolete, now command 6-figure sums at auction. As devices shape culture, the rarest examples are treated as artifacts of the modern age. The collectibles of tomorrow won't just be art on a wall or cars in a garage. They'll be the cultural symbols of today, the sneakers, the tech, the fashion, and even the digital art that defines our generation. From toys to watches, from art to sneakers, the world of collectibles is vast, unpredictable, and endlessly fascinating. For some, it's about nostalgia, holding on to a piece of childhood. For others, it's about status, displaying wealth through objects few can ever own. And for the elite, it's about legacy, leaving their name etched into culture through the treasures they acquire. But whether it's a Warhol painting, a platinum Rolex, a pair of rare Jordans, or even a sealed iPhone, the truth remains the same. Collectibles are more than objects. They are stories. They are symbols. They are power. This is the secret world of collectibles, where passion and profit collide, and where fortunes are made and lost. And this is why people spend millions on toys, watches, and art.
In a world where billions of gamers pick up controllers, keyboards, and phones every day, some games rise above all others. They don't just entertain, they define generations. From pixelated adventures to massive open worlds, these are the top 10 best-selling games of all time. Let's dive into the stories behind the games that conquered the planet. Back in 1985, a little Italian plumber changed gaming forever. Super Mario Bros. Wasn't just a game. It was the rebirth of an entire industry after the crash of the early 80s. Developed by Nintendo's R&D4 team, it introduced the world to the Mushroom Kingdom, Goombas, and that unforgettable jump sound. Its simplicity, charm, and perfect controls made it the gold standard of platformers. 4 decades later, Mario is still gaming's most iconic face, with over 58 million copies sold. Number 9 takes us to a land of monsters, magic, and moral choices. The Witcher 3. Wild Hunt turned Polish studio CD Projekt Red into global legends. Every quest, every dialogue choice, every decision shaped a story that felt personal. Released in 2015, it set new standards for open-world storytelling. Remastered, expanded, and adored by millions, with over 60 million copies sold. Geralt of Rivia didn't just slay beasts, he slayed the market. Dig, fight, build, survive. That's the mantra of Terraria. What began in 2011 as a humble 2D sandbox became one of the most creative experiences ever made. Relogic, a small indie studio, gave players complete freedom to explore, craft, and shape worlds from nothing. Pixel art, survival, pure imagination. Terraria captured the hearts of over 64 million players, a true indie phenomenon. Before online multiplayer, before 3D graphics, there was the Oregon Trail. Created in 1971 by Don Rovich, Bill Heineman, and Paul Dillenberger, it was meant to teach schoolchildren about 19th century pioneers. But somehow, it became a worldwide hit. Players learned about history, survival, and dysentery, all in one game. With over 65 million copies sold, it remains one of the most unexpected giants in gaming history. Number 6 drops us straight into a battle royale. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, better known as PUBG, changed everything. Created by Brendan Green and PUBG Studios, this 2017 release birthed an entire genre. 100 players, one island, only one winner. Its tension, realism, and strategy inspired Fortnite, Warzone, and countless others. With more than 75 million copies sold, PUBG proved that survival can be addictive, and victory unforgettable. At number 5, Rockstar delivered a masterpiece of storytelling. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just a game, it's cinema you can play. Set in 1899, it follows Arthur Morgan, an outlaw torn between loyalty and freedom. Every detail, from the dust on his boots to the emotion in his eyes, drew players into a living world. Released in 2018, it sold 77 million copies worldwide. An epic tale of honor, betrayal, and the dying days of the Wild West. Next up, Mario Kart 8 and its Deluxe Edition, proof that Nintendo's magic never fades. From Wii U to Switch, it's the ultimate party racer. Blue shells, banana peels, perfectly timed drifts, pure chaos and pure fun. Beloved by families, feared by friendships, with more than 77 million copies sold. Nobody does kart racing like Mario. In 2006, Nintendo changed living rooms forever. Wii Sports wasn't just a launch title, it was a cultural explosion. Tennis, bowling, boxing, golf, baseball, all controlled by a simple motion remote. It brought gaming to grandparents, parents, and kids alike. Over 82 million copies sold. Proof that sometimes fun beats graphics every time. At number 2, one of the most profitable entertainment products ever made, Grand Theft Auto 5. Released in 2013 by Rockstar North, it shattered every sales record imaginable. A massive open world, 3 main characters, endless freedom. But its true power came from GTA Online, a living, breathing universe that's still evolving a decade later. From heists to car meets, chaos to creativity, GTA 5 has sold over 215 million copies. And it's not done yet. And finally, the king, the best-selling video game of all time, Minecraft. Launched in 2011 by Mojang Studios, it began as a small indie project and became a cultural revolution. No story, no rules, just infinite creativity. Players built cities, castles, computers, even schools inside the game. With over 350 million copies sold worldwide, Minecraft is more than a game. It's a universe of imagination that belongs to everyone. So there it is, from 8-bit beginnings to digital empires. These are the games that shaped our world. Which of these legends defined your childhood? Drop your favorite in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more from Fortune and Beyond.